Hello, I'm George Breece, the founding executive director of the NAAOP. And I wanted to take a moment today to let you know that I'll be retiring in 2025. These past 38 years, I have been so blessed and honored to be associated with the NAAOP. And I want to start by thanking Peter Thomas and all that he means to the NAAOP. I remember meeting Peter when he was a teenager in Miami, Florida. He was down there seeing his prosthetics, and we have had a lifetime together of working to help the NAAOP become the strong, united voice that they have in Washington, D.C. Also, I'd like to mention our President Nate Capa and immediate past President Ann Moss and the others who serve on the executive committee. We have been working through this now for a few months, and I know that they will select the right person to lead the NAAOP into the future. As I look back over these 38 years, I remember a lot of folks. But one that I remember in particular is Todd Egan, who was the president of OPGA. And I have kept a voicemail that I got from Todd on May the 3rd of 2022, just days before he passed away. And I listened to it this morning, and it just thrilled my heart to hear his voice again. I've always kept that. So as I look at what's next for me, I have to look back and talk about some of the great leaders that I have had the opportunity to work with, in addition to Peter. But Kathy Carter with ABC, Robin Seabrook with NCOAP, Eve Lee, and now Terry Cuffle with AOPA. And Terry, we wish you the very best. Claudia Zacharias with BOC, who's now retired, and Judy Knott doing great work for BOC. Charity Quick with the Academy. We're all in Atlanta this week for the Academy meeting and having a great time. Cass and Ashley with the Amputee Coalition. The work that y'all do for people with limb loss and limb difference is just the best. And I'm proud to say that NAAOP has continued to support y'all along the way. It was just recently that y'all were facing some trials and tribulations, and I'm proud that NAAOP was able to stand up and support you in some way. I wish there could have been a larger dollar mark, but it came from the heart. And also, remember folks like Van Sable in the very beginning who believed in us and trusted in our efforts. Dennis Clark over the years, John Billick, Tom Guth, Jan Stakosa, Tom being our first director emeritus. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Paul Pruzakowski. Over the years, Paul has probably done more to help us get our message out than anybody. And of course, Kara. Where would Paul be without Kara? The same place I would be without Dina. So thank you, Paul and Kara, for all you've meant to the NAAOP. I'm often asked, how did I get connected into the NAAOP? Well, as a young boy growing up in Eastern North Carolina every summer, my mother would take me to Rocky Point, North Carolina, where my Aunt Martha Catherine had lost a leg in an accident, if you can believe it, in a hunting accident. And she was dragging around a 25-pound leg and teaching school every day at DePender County Elementary School. I remember my Aunt Martha Catherine. And then there was my Uncle Charles, who also lost an arm in a car wreck. So my favorite aunt and my favorite uncle on my mother's side were both amputees. And so every summer when I went down to Pender County to where my mother was born and raised, I would spend time with both of them and saw the challenges that they faced. I'm reminded of a conversation that I had recently with Christian Robinson, who was president of OSHA and now with Embla Medical. And he said something to me that I will never forget. He said, George, we all know We don't have a retirement program because you've been a contract on a yearly contract with us for many, many years. And we certainly know that you won't be having a golden parachute. But let me tell you one thing, as Christian said to me, you leave the NAAOP with something greater than all of that. You leave with a golden legacy. And Christian, thank you for those words that you said to me that day. And I would like to, of course, thank the NAAOP. It was 8 years ago that they named our fellowship, the Dina and George Breece Fellowship, the NAAOP Breece Fellowship. I've been honored in life. I've had conference rooms at large facilities in my hometown named in my honor. I've been a director emeritus of the North Carolina Capitol, where our governor's office is, with the North Carolina State Capitol Foundation. And I've had some pretty neat things happen. The George Breece Legacy Award here given in our community, but nothing comes close to the Dina and George Breece Fellowship that has been established and has had some great leaders in it. Nicole Verkylen, Suzanne Ingdahl, Alicia Carver, Nikki Grace, Lucas DeLuca, Kate Catalon, and Taylor Haynes. They've been some outstanding fellows and are contributing today to make the lives of folks, amputees, and those that are disabled and have limb loss and limb difference, making their lives better. So I served in the Army in the mortuary branch in grave registration many, many years ago. And there's an old saying in the Army, old soldiers never die, they just fade away. Well, this old soldier and this soon-to-be former executive director will just fade away. Thank you all again for what you've meant in my life and how many wonderful people I've met, worked with, and done everything I could to help O&P patients and those who serve them. Thank you very much. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.
George Breece. Well, what can I say? How do you sum up 38 years in about a minute or two? All I can tell you is that it's been the honor of my professional life to work so closely with you throughout these last several decades on issues to impact the limb loss community and the providers, of course, who serve them. NAAOP started, of course, in 1987, and you've meant the world to me ever since. You always pushed me into the spotlight and deferred the credit to someone else. I think two of the things that I take away from your service to NAAOP and my interactions with you throughout that time is your dedication to individuals who live with limb loss and limb difference, your incredible leadership ability to instill that very same quality in others who are coming up the path, trying to make their way. And of course, your generosity of spirit. I don't think anyone listening to this video has not received a personal written note from you, on multiple occasions, with the kindest note, the kindest thought, condolences when a loved one passes, congratulations when a promotion was in the offing. Those little touches really shine a bright light into your heart. And you've taught me a tremendous amount through the years. I'm actually not sure how we're going to make it going forward, but I'm sure that in your legacy, we will do all we can to not just have NAAOP survive, but to thrive. You know, you're godfather to my oldest son. You're one of my very dearest friends in my entire life. You're probably the most impactful professional relationship I've had throughout my career. And you will be missed to no end. So thank you, George. Thank you, Dina, for putting up with me and NAAOP through the years. I am so proud that we have named the fellowship after you and Dina, and we'll work to try to preserve and continue that legacy to build new leadership within the O&P advocacy and policy community and continue to have NAAOP thrive. Thank you for all the tracks you've laid for success for this profession and for the people it serves. George, heartfelt thanks. You're my brother.
George, I think that we all celebrate the tremendous contributions that you've made to the O&P profession. And I want to say personally, when I met Peter in the late Senator Kay Hagan's office so many years ago, 17 plus years ago, I never imagined that a door would be open to this world the way it has been. And I believe wholeheartedly that you have been the most consistently encouraging human behind the scenes in my life. That night that we met right before I joined the NAAOP board, you said, hold on to this cork because it'll be a reminder of all that I expect of you. And I have held on to this cork all these years and just want you to know that your encouragement and your consistent push have made me the professional I am. And I think for so many, you're that light. So thank you so much for your many, many years of service and you personally for the encouragement that you've given me in my career.
As the current president for the National Association for the Advancement of Orthotics and Prosthetics, it is my honor to say thank you to a remarkable individual whose dedication and leadership have profoundly shaped our field. After 38 years of unwavering service, it is with both gratitude and admiration that we thank George Breece for his extraordinary contributions as the executive director of NAAOP. George helped to found our organization at a time when the landscape for orthotics and prosthetics was vastly different. Through his vision and tireless work, he has not only enhanced our professional standards, but has also championed the rights and needs of patients across the nation. Under his leadership, the NAAOP has grown into a powerful advocate, ensuring that individuals receive the care and support they deserve. His commitment to advocacy and governmental relations has led to significant policy changes that have improved access to orthotic and prosthetic care. George has tirelessly represented our interests on Capitol Hill, forging relationships that have resulted in more equitable regulations and funding for our field. But beyond his professional accomplishments, George has been a mentor to many. He has inspired countless individuals to enhance their careers by becoming advocates, instilling a passion for service and excellence. As we bid farewell to George, let us celebrate his legacy, a legacy built on integrity, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to our mission. Thank you, George Breece, for your countless contributions. Your impact will be felt for many years to come, and you will always be a cherished part of our NAAOP family. Thank you.
So George, since getting to know you, since joining NAAOP probably 8 years ago, I've watched how you operate with everyone you come across. Your genuine thoughtfulness and kindness, and it is just an example for the rest of us. Your loyalty and commitment to the O&P field and NAAOP for the past 4 decades has had just an immeasurable influence on all of us. It has been a privilege to know you and to call you a friend. Thank you for being so wonderful. Good luck to you in your retirement.
Hello, George. My time knowing you is one of the most valuable experiences in my career in the orthotic and prosthetic profession. And I couldn't do this without wearing something in your honor today. So I picked out the most appropriate thing I could think of, which is the American flag. And I believe you're a true American, and I love you for that. Jennifer and I have also enjoyed our time and friendship with you and Dina. It's been very special for us to get to know you and Dina on a very personal level outside of the NAAOP, but it's been even more special to know you and have you mentor me. I've had the honor and privilege to learn what it means to be a selfless leader and statesman in the profession that I have been in for over 45 years. I asked Jennifer today what the definition of a statesman was, and she read it to me, and it truly identifies exactly who you are. You embody that title, and it means the world to me. George, you're a true gentleman and make everyone feel truly special and appreciated. And I've watched you do that as you give and give and give and receive so many people at the different things that we attend. It's been one of the great honors of my lifetime to be able to watch and learn from you. You are the consummate gentleman and someone I truly want to be like. Your time leading through the COVID period has kept the NAAOP viable and actually alive. And I truly believe that without you, we wouldn't have made it. We owe you a deep debt of gratitude, and I will look forward to the end of this term and really your friendship with myself and Jennifer and you and Dina beyond. So, George, it's been a great honor, and I appreciate you so much.
George, I cannot thank you enough for your mentorship, your friendship, and your leadership. When I was a young person coming into O&P, much younger than I am today, you really took me under your wing. You taught me how to be a great board member. You taught me how to be a better board leader. And you've always been a great friend. Even after I stepped off the NAAOP board, you were always there texting me from time to time and cheerleading for me. And I can't tell you how much that meant to me. I also want to thank you because I don't think people realize just how much work behind the scenes you were doing while promoting all of us as individual leaders of the organization. But you were the engine that made this thing run. And I can't thank you enough. The last thing I'm going to say is you gave Ashley a cork. Where's my cork? I didn't get a cork, George. Anyway, thanks for 38 years of great service. And I look forward to staying in touch with you as you move into the next stage of your life. Thanks, George.
George, I want to thank you very much for your years of tireless service to this profession, to the NAAOP, and for your friendship, leadership, and mentorship that you've given me personally over my career. In 1995, I was introduced to the NAAOP by one of my mentors, John Billock, who said, "This is an organization that you need to be a part of." Both you and Peter took me under your wing and continuously guided me as I was given more responsibility and more opportunity to grow within this profession, and also personally in my own business and in my own life. You were there at the grand opening of ONP.com when I put NAAOP on the web in 1996, one of the first organizations to be online. You were at my wedding. You were at other major significant events throughout the profession that I was involved in through the academy. And when my father passed, you made sure that his flag flew at the U.S. Army and Special Operations Museum in Fayetteville in his honor. You're a scholar, you're a gentleman, and you're a perfectionist. And you've been there, you're in the mornings. You're there to make sure every detail, every period, every comma is right. Managing those membership lists, making sure that everything on the website is perfect, that the messages go out, and previewing everything that I've done. One of the best proofreaders and spell checkers that I've ever met. But more importantly, George, we're going to miss you. It's been great to have you. You're a friend forever. And I think every one of us can say that nobody is going to fill your shoes. You raise the bar high, and we're all striving to be just like you, George. Thanks for everything.